The co-creation is a really valuable and useful way of approaching a major problem.
We wanted to develop a series of projects where we would be bringing together local creatives with local researchers.
I think co-creation offers a real opportunity to bring people from different backgrounds, different areas of work with different sets of ideas.
I'm Jonathan Clarke. I'm an Assistant Professor in Global Sustainable Development at the University of Warwick, and I'm the Principal Investigator for the Co-Creating Energy Efficiency in Foleshill project. I think I'm really interested in energy in terms of my research, and I wanted to work with stakeholders who are actually in the process of putting it into action. I think I was really interested about what those local challenges are, particularly in Foleshill, and how we could kind of overcome some of the issues that people were saying around not uptaking energy efficiency measures. I also wanted to work with some different partners, hopefully get access to people, knowledge, skills that I wouldn't normally have, particularly around the community. I think when we work with other people, we don't necessarily know what their priorities are, and we've all got our own agendas. So I wanted to do some research, to talk to some people. Perhaps some of the other partners, the city council, they'll have their ones. I think you need to trust that they're going to hopefully help you put your interests kind of into action. So there's always a nervousness, but I think the more we worked with other people, the more we got a sense that, actually they can enhance what we're doing. They can make things more interesting and hopefully help me to do something that's more meaningful in the long run. I've certainly learned more about the different partners that we work with. I think there's so many things that I didn't know that I do know now. I suppose how we engage communities, what the problems are. I think we started with quite a fixed idea of what the problems were. People were worried about energy efficiency and they just needed us to kind of convince them to do that. And for me, that's been the most important thing, that we really need to invest in that. We need to understand the context that we're looking at. And hopefully, by bringing, a wider team than just academics, just local authority people, we can do something that's going to be more meaningful and hopefully be able to move things forward. Definitely, if people are interested in co-creation and they want to learn about other areas of work or other areas of practice, then I'd really encourage them to get involved. I think I've learned a lot about different areas of work, different perspectives. For example, working with some of the artists has really given us an opportunity to kind of engage with people in a way that, as a kind of academic, I just wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be able to speak to communities in such a genuine way. So I think that's been incredibly helpful. And I think, as I say, being meaningful, accessing knowledge, accessing perspectives, ability to have different kinds of conversations, all of those have come from co-creating this together. In terms of the things that we've learned, I think the biggest one is around how co-creation can be used for other projects, because it's a way of finding out whilst doing. You're building the relationship with the people that you're working with at the same time as you're beginning to build up knowledge, beginning to understand the problem better by doing it, by getting involved, trying things, piloting new approaches. So this kind of idea of an evolving brief, particularly for academics, I think is really important, and it's not something that we tend to do. So yeah, having a kind of process where you all work together is really important. And I think in terms of many of the problems that we face at the moment, particularly around sustainability, co-creation offers a way into kind of addressing these complex challenges. So we've looked at energy efficiency. It could be about sustainable transport, but really bringing together all the people we need to make this happen in one room, and finding a process that we can kind of work on and become more effective. I think the project has shown real potential for development and being used further, particularly around using co-creation to tackle these complex sort of sustainability problems, foremost looking at energy efficiency. So how do we bring together communities to both understand, hopefully make their own change, put things into practice, with local stakeholders such as local authorities and academics who do the research. I mean, as an academic, this is more meaningful. We really get to understand that. So I think I'm really keen that we can build on this, use this Foleshill example to do more local projects around energy efficiency, but then hopefully widen it out to some other sustainability issues, whether that's energy more generally, transport, or net zero, zero carbon neighbourhoods. There's huge potential for co-creation as a process.